Went to bed 2:30, 2:39. I woke up around 5:30. Slept in a little bit. Anyways, welcome back to the Snapback Podcast with Big Q and Envy. Today we were going to have a conversation about crazy dreams.
Yeah, just a little more about our dreams topic we talked about the other day.
Yeah, we brought it up in the last podcast, and it's an interesting subject that we really haven't dove into, and not many people. I don't hear a lot about crazy dreams anymore. No one talks about dreams.
Usually just dream about random shit.
Well, it's
whatever.
The same thing when you die. When you die, your body releases a hormone, and apparently it's the same hormone that's released during when you drink ayahuasca or euphoric feelings during certain drugs or hallucinogenics. And we're assuming it's part of the pineal gland, the third eye gland, and they're saying that when you pass away, your body releases that hormone, sends you to a dream state, so your body is sending your soul into an interdimensional space, as in the dream place, before you pass away. So that's the theory, because you literally lose grams of weight.
Random fact of the day.
Yeah, random fact of the day. When you pass away, you excrete excrement and everything, your body relaxes, but after death, you lose ounces and grams of weight, and they're assuming that it's the soul leaving the body. No matter what, every time it's 100% consistent that people lose grams and ounces of weight, and we're thinking that it's the soul leaving the body through that hormonic dream, interdimensional traveling.
I also kind of heard that like when you die, it can be you can have the outer body experience almost, like when it happens.
Oh, like when people get shot in the head, your brain and eyes, you're still seeing everything for up to a minute after you pass away.
Yeah.
And what's even creepier than that?
It's really screwed up.
Do you know what's really creepier than that? Is that when people do certain drugs, so ayahuasca, usually it's made up of about 3 ingredients. There's only a handful of plants that you can make ayahuasca with. If they're wrong, incrementally wrong, say like sugar, flour, eggs, ingredients, if they're the wrong amounts, there's literally a 90 percentile that you're just going to die from it because it's poison.
Right.
So how have Mesopotamians, people thousands of years ago, have been making ayahuasca for thousands of years? How did it originate without the original person trying to make it die? There was a story of a man thousands of years ago that had a clear stomach that was an alien, and he would walk around eating plants, and he would see what the plants would do to his stomach, and the stomach would change colors to good plants and bad plants, and that's a book that was found saying that's how ayahuasca. But with certain drugs, including ayahuasca, people describe seeing the same things at the same time. So if we both took ayahuasca, the theory is that, say you see a bunch of like gnomes by a tree line, you and me are seeing the same thing at the same time. So if ayahuasca releases that hormone or whatever, that euphoric feeling that we go to, like the pineal gland or whatever, is that what we're using for interdimensional travel? Because they're saying there have been stories that the government has been using drugs like ayahuasca to have interdimensional meetings with other beings. That the government...
I kind of remember hearing a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Just a little bit about that.
That they're having interdimensional meetings with beings from another dimension through a dream state using hallucinogenic drugs.
Or even the planet stuff. Like from other people, like people from other planets. I kind of similar stuff, just from the planet instead.
But I'm just saying, like, dreams is such a weird subject to get on, because it's like the ocean. We know 2% about the oceans. We know nothing about our own oceans. We know more about space than we do our own oceans. That's insane. We find tens of new species every year. They've been around for thousands of years. That's insane.
Now, in terms of dreams, like, what's the average time that a dream lasts? What is it again?
I don't know the ratio, but it's for every hour. It's different for me. My dreams are really weird, really bad. I wake up, whatever the dream was entailing, I wake up in actual physical pain, or I'm physically actually exhausted. Like, it's too real for me.
See, I've only had like 1 or 2, maybe 3 of those types of physically exhausting dreams. Waking up, I'm like, I just felt like I got hit by a truck or something. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's mental exhaustion.
Right, like whatever it is, like whatever I physically did in the dream, I can wake up and feel like I just ran a mile or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I told you about my
you did. Yeah.
my bridge dream.
Right.
One of my most recent dreams. And I'll go into detail about it for a little bit. So I had this dream, those giant concrete, before the bridge is made, those giant concrete columns that go into the water. So for some reason, you never start at the beginning of your dream. You always start in the middle of a dream. And I never noticed clocks or time in dreams.
Which is weird in general, because it feels like where you're starting the dream is where you're starting, and it's not, you know.
Well,
they say you dream every night. You just only remember the really good or the really bad dreams. So you might be like, you might wake up and go, oh, guess what? I didn't have a dream last night. No, you did. It's just you're not
retaining.
Right, you're not retaining that information, and it's not very bad, and or it could be very good, but you're not. You're in between.
Your brain's not retaining something that it doesn't seem important.
Right.
So we're on this concrete support of this bridge. Me and maybe about 55 other people. It's it's like San Francisco or like Golden Gate Bridge size, so it's large.
Yep.
So for some reason we're doing all of the cables, the wires, and huge storm hits, like cataclysmic storm. Huge waves, nothing but rain, and
scary.
Yeah, the whole day is us preparing to go down. I have my camera in the dream, and I'm constantly wiping off because it's dirty and wet. Oh yeah,
wow.
Oh yeah. It's super strange. There's helicopters passing, but it's too dangerous to get too close. We spent about a full day on there during the storm. We start climbing down on cables. The bridges start breaking apart. Me and about 2 other people are trying to get down and pull down go down on the cable, and we were gonna make loops for other people that weren't as strong to put their foot and hand holding so they could make their way down too, so we can get low enough to jump into the ocean. Regardless if it's cataclysmic waves or not, it would be safer to float your way somewhere than to stay on the support that would crumble.
Right.
So near the end, a giant chunk breaks off and starts to slide with concrete with me and 2 or 3 other people. And the helicopter is close enough, and they have a line that's coming down, like like the ladder
line.
Yeah. And as we're going through, my hands are just everything I got on this giant threaded cable, this metal cable. And holding on to the point to where it feels like I'm not holding anything from that amount of stress. And I remember letting go, but keeping my feet on the concrete and kind of like letting my body fall and pushing as hard as possible with my feet and jumping to grab that ladder. So I grab the ladder. We start to go up, and I remember my foot through the ladder that I was on the ladder, 1 foot, and I wrapped 1 foot around the other side and put it underneath one of the handholds, so it was locked in.
Wait, so you had... Did you have a foot hanging off the ladder, too?
So I had both hands on the ladder, 1 foot on a hold,
Yep.
and then I put my foot around the ladder and stuck my foot into underneath, around it.
The loop.
Because I remember George of the Jungle said super secret jungle hold, where he wraps his foot around the jungle vine.
Yeah, it's like that.
In case my hands let go, my leg's wrapped around, so if I let go, then my leg will be stuck. Then I won't fall.
Okay.
So as we're swaying, I remember using my foot that was connected to the ladder to swing the bottom of the ladder towards the people on the concrete because it was still sliding down.
Right.
One person grabs the very bottom, and then I remember looking up because I put one arm on this way, one arm on this way. I remember looking up to the helicopter, and then I remember above the helicopter a giant wave coming down on it.
Oh
yeah.
There's
No. So, helicopter.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but real quick. In a position like that, I feel like that's where my type of dream would end. Just right there. done, wake up, right? That whole thing.
Not mine.
Okay.
So the wave is beginning to hit the top of the helicopter, like slow motion. I remember seeing the rudder spinning wicked fast, and then when the water hit the blade just kind of like shears apart, and it starts to in slow motion break apart the helicopter.
Wow.
And as the wave's coming down, I remember falling towards the water with the people that were on the bridge shattering down. I remember seeing people fall through the crumbling concrete, and it's hundreds of feet up in the air.
Right.
And then the minute the helicopter makes contact with me, I wake up at the beginning of the dream where we're still on the concrete thing and we're holding the cable. And by the way, it was a full 24 hours on that concrete thing. A full day of us like enduring the storm, holding cables because the platform was breaking apart. Day and night, huh?
It was like a day and night thing?
Yeah, because they came in the morning, the next morning, and then it was still raining, but we could see, and that's when the helicopter came there. Because they were sending helicopters overnight around, but it was so stormy they couldn't get to us. So the next morning, I'd say 7, 8 o'clock, very bright, early morning, but it was still storming out. So when the helicopter made contact with me, I woke up still holding the cable, about to get back onto the helicopter. Not from the beginning of the story, but from right before that thing happened. And then I woke up immediately after. Dude, I woke up and my hands hurt so bad. I couldn't make a fist. I had these lines in my hands. My forearms were physically in pain.
Wow.
I had to sit there and like stretch my fingers, like my arms were so weak. I woke up physically exhausted.
Now, today's question of the day, I got it.
All right.
Are you a hero in your dream? That's what we want to know. Are you a hero in your dream? Let us know at the Snapback Podcast.
Personally, I've always done as much as I possibly can for other people. It's just, I don't know. I don't think...
Well, I feel the same way. I feel like,
You stood there while people got shot down. You gave up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Like, I had time to react. Again, I think for the most part, I try to be the hero. And I feel like a lot of people do.
Not even a hero. I'm a Samaritan. Wow.
Yeah. But most of my dreams are like, I'm never actually walking. I'm speed walking. I'm fucking floating in the air.
Yeah.
Like, not
You've
even...
had a lot of flying dreams.
No, like, not like flying. Not like... Right. Skirt.
No, birds don't go skirt.
Like what I was talking about, we experienced in that dream I had, but more like I'm always fast walking or I'm like floating. Like I'm never walking, just slow, normal pace.
Yeah.
And I find that in every dream.
Really?
Every dream. There's never been one dream that I can recall that I've ever just walked normal in.
All right, so common perception of dreams. These are the common dreams that people have that mean something is going on in their real life. Tell me if you've had these similar dreams that everyone else sort of has.
Okay.
So there's the not being able to move dream, where you just don't move, and you're just kind of noticing something from an out-of-body experience.
Don't usually have that.
All right. Yeah. Have you had the dream where you break teeth or anything like that? You've had a dream where your teeth have been broken or you lose teeth? I've had that before.
I had one dream like that, and it was funny enough. It was actually a dream where I was eating Skittles, a candy that I don't like.
Oh.
And I just like spit them all out because I thought they were like M&Ms or something.
Yeah.
And just like out
Shards
came a couple teeth, like a few. And I was like, well, that's weird. And I woke up and I'm like, touched my mouth and shit.
Yeah. You do that. You're like, oh, dude, the release of you realizing your teeth are still there. Oh my God.
That only happened one time. It was weird. That was years ago.
I've only had one dream where I was doing something and I go into my hand and it's just
all teeth,
pieces of teeth, just shattered little crumbles.
See, I didn't have that. I had like full like teeth coming out.
Oh, you had chiclets coming out.
Pretty much.
Wow. Have you ever had a dream where you're fighting someone and you punch as hard as possible and nothing happens? Where just punches don't mean nothing. You just kind of like in your dream when you're punching, you're like, oh, and you can't punch.
Here's the interesting though, is I've had ones where it's like I've like tried to hit as hard as I can and nothing happens.
Exactly.
Really. But it's weird because when I'm like having some physical altercation in my dream, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but I always win.
I usually kick fucking ass.
I always win when this
I
happens.
usually just kind of John Thick the way guy down to the ground, and I bust him up.
You know what, Nick? Let's go back real quick. Because you
back.
asked me if I had a dream that I can remember that
Here we go.
meaning something. And I just thought of something. So let's get to this.
Let's go back.
So this is going to make me sound like a real fat kid, so everybody be prepared.
Welcome back
And no-
to the Snapback Podcast.
And no, it does not have to do with KFC before anyone asks questions. Shut the fuck up. Sit down. Get up. All right.
What?
Stay.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. No, I'm good. You
All right, good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
right.
You good?
I'm fucking
All right, let's go.
I love life.
All right, so this one happened, and I'm surprised because like this was a couple years ago. I had a dream I was in the Dunkin' Donuts on South Main Street, Laconia, right?
All right.
And this guy comes in, kind of looks like John Candy.
All right.
You know who John Candy is?
Yeah.
Okay. This kind of looks like John Candy a little bit, but it's not him. Just similar physical
build,
appearance,
looks like it. Okay.
Hair. Pretty much everything else looks like John Candy, almost to the T.
All right.
So this John Candy looking motherfucker walks in, and he just starts shooting up Dunkin' Donuts for no reason. Now,
He starts walking by with needles, popping
No,
huge, and I know what you mean.
no, like now you've been in the Dunkin' Donuts there.
Yeah, I
You know how
shot
they
it
have
up.
they have two sets.
It's me in your dream. You never knew it.
You know they have two sets of doors.
Yeah.
So you walk in that first set, and it's like for whatever reason, the setup was the same, but somehow I could just like see him walking in.
All right.
So I saw him walk in that first door in the foyer there. He walks in the second door, just pulls out a gun and starts shooting. Like no one had time to react at all.
Yeah.
Most of my dreams are like if something tragic or something like that happens, there's a time to react. Like
Yeah.
even for myself.
Yeah.
This one was the only dream I remember that I had no time at all to react.
Oh, so you're just frozen in place.
Basically.
Fight or flight, and you just froze.
Basically.
Okay.
So then the guy shot me.
Yeah.
He shot a couple other people and then just walked out.
Yeah. Where
I'm
did
like,
he
this
shoot
is
you?
weird.
Stomach?
I think so. And I just kind of like floated there, honestly, almost, which was
Whoa.
weird.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't like on the floor. I was like kind of like a few feet in the air.
All right.
So then I like was like, whatever. So I got up and I'm like, okay, well, I've been shot apparently, but I don't see anything. Like there's nothing there. And everyone else kind of seems fine, and I just like walk out.
All right.
That's a dream that's like,
That's weird.
isn't that weird?
That's weird.
Yeah. So that's the one where I remember that one a little bit. Doesn't make me like worried to go in there, you know.
Yeah, it just makes you scared of John Candy.
Well, he's dead, so
Is he though?
He is. Is he,
He
though?
is very dead.
he
Nick.
is very dead. Yeah, he's been dead for a long time. So good actor, but
bad shooter. Apparently didn't hit nothing.